Good day, student. My name is Edu Triumph, your contact tutor, lecturer for computer literacy, Institute for Open Learning, Windhoek, Namibia. It's nice to be with you guys again this beautiful day. Today we are going to have exam-based presentation. So we are going to look at some few topics and guide you concerning the forthcoming examination. But before I start the presentation in detail, I just want to say congratulations to those of you who passed your assignment and are qualified to write the August examination 2017. There are some of you also who are going to rewrite the computer literacy examination, probably for the second time, maybe third time. Please accept my apology. It's not the intention of any lecturer or any tutor or any institution to have you fail. That is never done anywhere. So if you have failed computer literacy once or twice, it means you have not met the minimum requirements. It means you have not met the minimum requirement. You don't have to give up. Winners don't quit. What it implies is for you to put in more effort in your preparation, in your studies, so that you can pass in this August examination. There are just few mistakes that you make, and those few mistakes make you to fail. In the course of this presentation, I will make reference to some of the mistakes made in April examination so that you don't repeat such mistakes in August examination. And those of you who are going to write the first time, you have to pay attention attentively to this presentation. If possible, play this presentation as many times as possible so that you can get used to what I'm saying and apply it when it comes to the examination. So sit down and relax while Edu takes you through this presentation in the next 30 minutes. This presentation is for Diploma in Pre-Primary Education, DPPE-CL11. Why am I saying this? Computer literacy is a general subject for all students that comes to IOL. We are in technology age, so the levels differs. That is why I'm specifically mentioning this in this presentation, that this presentation is for Diploma in Pre-Primary Education and Bachelor of Education, Senior Primary, BESP-CL11. So if you are for this class, for this course, sit down and let me guide you through. Are you ready? How can you know you are ready? Test yourself with some questions. That is where you can see or know you are ready. A point of emphasis here is this. This presentation is not a scope, it's a guide. I put that not in red. I repeat, this presentation is not a scope, but a guide. We don't give scope here at IOL or any higher institution. So we don't limit ourselves by saying these are the only topics you must study. No. The examination covers the entire syllabus. The examination covers the entire module, the course outline. So this presentation is not a scope. Don't limit yourself to this presentation. So that at the end of the examination, that is what some of you do, not all of you, just some, few. You call at the end of the examination, hey, Mr. Edu or Mr. A, Mrs. B, but that question is not on your presentation. No, Presentation is not an examination question paper. The presentation is not a scope telling you only the topics you must read. That you must take into consideration. What do you expect to see, or what are you expected to see in the examination? You're going to see 5 questions that will amount to 100 marks. There will be 15 questions, 10 or 15 questions, multiple choice. The multiple choice covers the entire modules. Top questions selected from all topics. Now, when it comes to the multiple question, please read through all the options before you pick an answer, because the instruction says pick the best option. The best option. So don't just pick an option. Read through all the options, A, B, C, D, before you pick the correct answer. Now, perhaps after you pick an option, perhaps you pick B as an answer. Should you change your mind, please make sure you cancel the previous one. You don't give 2 answers in multiple choice. If you do, it becomes invalid and you are marked wrong. That is one thing observed in the previous examination. Pay attention to examination words, examination terms. These we say every day. Every tutor makes an emphasis on this. Words such as state, differentiate, outline, define. You see, when these words are used in an examination, what is requested or required of you differs. Discuss computer is not the same thing as define computer. Discussion goes more in details. Discussion goes more in details than saying define. So if the marks for that question is perhaps 4, and I say discuss, but you end up just telling me what a computer is, you might end up getting maybe 2 or 3 or even 1, because you have not paid attention to that word discourse. These words, they are found in every study guide of yours. Please take your study guide and familiarize yourself with these words so that you know what it means, what they mean, and how to use them in an examination. As I said earlier on, the examination covers the entire syllabus with questions selected from all modules. However, I will guide you through some topics. Take for an example. You are asked to discuss the impact of computer usage in education, the role it plays in enhancing teaching and learning process. In your 2017 assignment, this was the first question in that assignment. We've just concluded marking the June assignment now. Then from all I observed, some of you don't really pay attention to some keywords in a question. If you look at this question, the question said the impact of computer usage in education. The question did not just say the impact of computer. The impact of computer in our society, that is a general question. Then you can talk about anything in our society, in the banking, in entertainment, in economics, in education, wherever, you can talk about it if it says in our society. But when a question says in education, and you are telling me in your question paper that computer can be used to watch movies, computers can be used to check our bank details, then you are wrong, my friend, because those points given by you has nothing to do with education. Specifically saying in teaching and learning process. Now, if you talk about education, there are quite a lot of things we can do with a computer. Teachers can use it to make research. Learners can use it to make their assignments. Teachers can use them for presentation. There are quite a lot of things we can do with computers in teaching as a teacher and in learning as a learner. So pay attention very well, because in the August examination, in the April examination, there was a similar question like this, and people were writing things not has to do with the question. Can you see why students fail at times? To you have done the best. Oh, I wrote a lot of things about the impact of computer, but those things that you gave me, do they have anything to do with education? Question mark. Then when you get the question, you say, oh, Mr. Ed, what have I done? You've not done anything, my dear. We love you. Okay? Let's pay attention again to some of the basic computer terms. There are some terms, there are some words we use in computer environment. You cannot say you have passed computer literacy and you cannot tell me what a hardware is. Those are the basics. Those are the fundamentals. Those are the indices of the course. Hardware, software, memory, viruses, information technology, folders, files. These are common words we use in computing environment. And these are the basics. These are the foundation. So you cannot say you've passed computer literacy, or we give you a certificate, and in your certificate, one of the courses or one of the modules you took at IOL is computer literacy, and you cannot say what is a hardware. Come on, man. And you have to be very careful here when you define. I say this every day in my presentation. Stop saying hardware is something we can see. Stop saying these words. You will always be marked wrong. We can see so many things. They are not all hardwares. Be specific in your definition. These are the computer component, the physical component that we can see, we can touch, we can see them. Then give an example. You see, give an example of what you are talking about. Because the question might say, explain. If you have a problem with a friend of yours, then I say, explain to me what happened between you. Will he just say, he slapped me, he clapped me? Is that an explanation? No. Tell me what led to it, what happened. So in your explanation, define it, give one or two examples to back it up. So pay attention to these very words or terminologies that we use in computing environment. There are more than these, but these are basic ones. Categories of computers. You know, if you look at your study guide, it is well stated there, categorically clear, crystal clear. There are different categories of computers, but the main ones are the supercomputers, the mainframe computers, the mini computer, the personal or mobile and handheld devices, otherwise known as the microcomputers. Now, these four categories of computers, can you explain them? Can you discuss them? What is a supercomputer? What is a mainframe computer? What is a mini computer? Why not read your study guide and try to familiarize yourself with some of these words and see if you can explain them? Maybe it can be of help to you. Internet and its uses. Internet and what it's used for. Coincidentally, there is no examination time where we don't ask any questions about internet. There is no examination where we don't ask questions about internet. But the problem here is this. We have seen, or personally, when I mark your script, or my colleagues, when we mark your script, we have seen that your points at times are repeated. You see now, your points are repeated. For example, say, discuss the advantages of internet. This is not about advantages of computer generally now. Can you see now? Some people here, when you say discuss the advantages of the internet, now they want to give you the advantages of computer. I can see something that has to do with computer but nothing to do with internet. So it's a specific question. And what other mistakes you students always make when it comes to these advantages of internet? They try to repeat points. For example, you see a student give you an answer that we can use the internet to look for information. Another one says, the second point says, the internet can be used to research information. You are still saying the same thing. You are still saying the same thing. You give another point, we can use the internet to watch movies. We can use the internet to play music. Still one point you have given me. And what is that point? Entertainment. Can you see now? What is that point? Entertainment. So don't play around with words by using their synonyms to replicate them several times. You will still get 1 mark. I will circle the 2, then I will tell you this point means the same thing. And again, don't dump answers here. It's very common to dump answers here in this specific question. When you say, what are the advantages of internet? It's a specific question. When I ask you for the advantages, I'm not asking you for anything negative. No, I'm asking you for things positive. So if you say, what are the advantages of the internet, and you are telling me the internet, the children can be affected because they can watch pornography, is that an advantage? No. That is not an advantage. That is a disadvantage. And don't dump questions, dump answers rather. Dumping of answers means you put everything, both advantages and disadvantages. Mr. Edo, select the ones you want, throw away the rest. Mr. Edo will throw everything away. I expect you to give me what I want. So don't dump both incorrect and correct. Both the ones that are not correct and the ones that are correct, you mix them together. It means you are not sure in education. That is what it means. If you do that, it means you are not sure which one is right. Then Mr. Edo will not be sure whether to mark you right too. All right? They're still on the internet and its usage. You must pay attention to browsers, homepage, search engine, ISP. I want you to do me a very favor here. Check my previous presentations. Do you see that these are always similar things all the time? Because your course outline is still the same. Until the course outline is reviewed, your questions will just be almost the same. We just change them a little bit and refresh them because the course outline is the same. The course outline has never changed. It has not changed. Until the course outline is reviewed, we will continue examining you on more or less the same thing. You see now. So you have no reason to fail. These are straightforward issues. All right? Then PowerPoint. PowerPoint is another area in your course outline. The last assignment, precisely 2017 assignment, I asked you to design a PowerPoint presentation slides for me. If sincerely yours, if truly you were involved in that work, you should not have problems. If at all you will have problems, not much with these questions of PowerPoint. Now, when you look at PowerPoint, it has so many features. What are those features? Can you name them? Can you draw a PowerPoint screen and label them? Can you identify its various features? Can you tell me what PowerPoint is used for? Those are similar things we can ask you anytime when it comes to PowerPoint question. Then Microsoft Word. Here, if you were not involved in that assignment I gave you, I gave you an assignment where I asked you to use Microsoft Word to produce a document. If actually you were involved, then you should not have a problem here. Can you print? Who printed your assignment for you? You printed it yourself. Good. If you printed that assignment for you, you printed that assignment yourself, how did you print it? What if I ask you in the examination, explain to me how to print in Microsoft Word? Can you? What if I ask you in an examination, explain to me how to save in document? Can you? What if I ask you in examination, explain to me how to underline, how to bold, how to correct spellings and grammar errors in a document? Can you? You should be able to explain if truly you were involved in your assignment. You see, at times I get worried after marking an examination and you are trying to record your marks. You see a student who scored 93 in an assignment but scored 10 in an examination. See the gap. 93 in an assignment but 10 in an examination. Something is wrong somewhere. That student perhaps, and mostly likely, did not do that assignment his or herself. That's why I always tell you, don't copy assignment to submit. If you do, you will pass the assignment, but you will face the problem when it comes to examination time. Microsoft Excel is always there in every examination. That you cannot escape. That you cannot escape. Microsoft Excel is always there in every examination. That one you cannot escape. I repeat it several times. Né? And what are the things we look for in Microsoft Excel? We give you an Excel table. A table, I always draw it every time in my presentation. I always draw that because it's a question you cannot escape. A table will always be like this. A Microsoft Excel table will always be like this. Okay? Then one question that I always ask, or we always ask, is how many columns are there? How many columns are there? We always ask this question. How many columns are there? What are the columns? The columns are the vertical lines, these ones. These are the columns. These are the columns. Can you see? So I have column A, column B, column C, column D, column E. Then I ask you, how many columns are here? These, just write 5. 5. Then we ask again, how many rows are here? Row 1, 2, 3, 4. How many rows are here? Row 1, 2, 3, 4. Just count them. That's all. 2 free marks. 2 free marks. So simple as iti kapana. Come on, man. These are easy things. Take your textbook, your study guide. Read through. They're there. Look at my presentation. That's why I said you have no reason to fail. Failing is not your portion. In Jesus' name, let's pray to God about it. Say amen. Amen. You see? Then another question where we used to ask, or we do ask when it comes to Microsoft Excel, is that we put in data in the spreadsheet. For example, I put in something like 10, 2, 3. Then I ask you a question, for example. I ask you a question here. I will ask you, or I can ask you a question that tell me a formula that can be in cell D1. Tell me a formula that can be in cell D1 that can be used to add these numbers together. Can you see? Tell me a formula that should be in cell D1. Then you should be able to remember your functions in Excel. Things like sum, average, max, mean. Sum is used to add together. Average, when we find the average of certain numbers. Max, when we look for the highest number. Mean, when we look for the smallest number. Then remember, whenever you write a formula, there should be equal sign. The equal sign must be there. For example, this one that I have, I'm going to write is equal sum. Pick the first one and the last one. This is A1 to C1. That's all I ask. What formula? Tell me the formula that should be in cell D1. D1. This is the formula. You see? Equal sum A1 to DPPE-C1. Simple. So the common things we ask you about is all about, most of the time, is sum, okay, average, just as you can see on the presentation screen. Sum, average, max, mean. Those are common things we ask you when it comes to Microsoft Excel. Ladies and gentlemen, sisters, brothers, fathers, mothers, my friends, I don't want you to fail. I want you to pass. But heaven help those who help themselves, says the Bible. So what should you do now? Help yourself here. Start to study. Start to prepare. Read through my presentation. Go through your assignment again. Go through your study guide. And consult me, call me, SMS me whenever you need assistance from me. I will be there to help you. As I always say, don't always wait 2 days, a day, 24 hours, 12 hours, 2 hours before your examination, before start calling. Then the tension is already high. That is not the best practice. Start now. So in addition to my presentation, I have a brief summary here for you, which you can go through. Please take note, this summary does not replace your study guide. This summary is just an added advantage. It's something I just wrote just to help you more. It's not a replacement for your study guide. So don't tell me, Mr. Edu, but that question was not in your summary. No. Read your study guide. This is just something to assist you, an additional information just to spice the whole thing to make you pass. I wish you the best in your August examination, and I hope and I pray that you will pass your August examination. Call me on my number wherever you have a problem so that we can sort out things. Thank you very much.